Hello, I'm Tom McGowan. I'm a lawyer and certified mediator in Arkansas. Brent Eubanks and I are members of the ADR panel for Alaris, a regional court reporting trial and ADR service provider with an office in Little Rock. I'm delighted to introduce Jennifer Matthew, who is the director of ADR service for Alaris. She certifies over 90 mediators in the region. And we're here in 5 minutes to try to talk about Zoom technology and how it can advance resolution of cases in mediations. It'll be difficult to go through all the details, but I'm going to turn it over to Jen in just a second so she can explain how Alaris processes mediations using Zoom technology. Before I do that, though, I want to give testimony that Zoom does assist. Both Brent Eubanks and I have done mediations using Zoom technology here in the Little Rock office, both hybrid, where we have some of the parties present, and fully remote, where we have multiple parties coming in only through the Zoom technology. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jen to explain the technology. Thanks.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for that nice intro. So at Alaris, we utilize the Zoom platform. We have dozens of Zoom Pro licenses that we use for remote hearings, mediations, arbitrations, and depositions. Today, we're going to focus on mediation. So privacy and confidentiality are of the utmost importance in a mediation. And we don't want any of that to change when we do them remotely or when we do them via Zoom or a hybrid. So all of our meetings are password protected, and the waiting room feature is enabled and the recording function is disabled. So only those invited to the meeting using the password or the link provided can get into the general session. From there, the mediator will put them into individual breakout rooms, infinite number. As many people as you need to, you can break them out. And these will act as virtual conference rooms. So it's important that you understand kind of how this works. So we recorded a training video last spring. I thought I would show you a small snippet, a small clip of that video, and then I'll share a few more details. So here is a small part of that video.
The breakout room will act as a virtual room to segregate parties within this main room. They will be placed into private rooms, and as we go down that, we'll explain further. This first instance is asking that we notice that there's two parties involved, Dave and Jen, and that how many rooms we would like to create. Right now, it thinks that it's going to put those two individuals into their own room. But starting by choosing manually, we're going to assign rooms. And I also want to put them in each of their own rooms. Any number of rooms can be created. They'll just be managed before we go into that next screen. But I'm going to say I need 2 rooms, and I will manually assign and create rooms. The screen you have on your, the window you have on your screen now is showing the breakout room 1 or 2. Many functions are in here. We're going to rename. We can rename it from breakout room 1 to plaintiff. We can have defendant rename so that we know which parties are going there. And as we assign, it has the pool of individuals. So we will assign plaintiff to Dave. We'll assign Jen to the defense. Now we can see those parties. We can add any number of parties to each room.
So I'm going to stop it right there. From there, the individuals will be placed into individual breakout rooms, and confidentiality is maintained throughout this process as each side, if you will, of the case is in their own individual breakout room. Only the mediator can move people into rooms, and only the mediator can move between the rooms. And I just think it's important to note too that you cannot be in more than one room at one time. So you're either in or you're out. There's no bombing, there's no spying, it's just you're in or you're out. Couple things worth mentioning also, we do offer in-person mediations. Our offices are open. So a lot of times people will utilize the office space with all the COVID protections, temperature checks, questionnaires, masks, etc. And hybrids, last thing I wanted to mention, Tom, that's very common. We see those pretty much every day now, where some people are in the office and some people are attending remotely. These are very popular. Essentially, we allow anyone to come into our office if they want to utilize it. We still set up the Zoom meeting and we ensure that everyone is in the meeting properly. So I'll turn it back over to you, Tom.
Thanks, Jan. It's impossible to give all the details of how Zoom technology assists in mediation, but you've done a good job of an overview. Jen is a lawyer as well, and she gives us great direction in terms of mediation processes. Thanks for your time today.